Hello, hello, welcome back. Yes, we are in the kitchen today. I am in my overalls. So you know what that means, y'all. Good morning, welcome back to the video. Today, hope you guys are liking this. If you have any suggestions, drop them below. First of all, I should say that. Today we are working on the kitchen cabinets and possibly the pantry. So we're painting them. I have to do a little bit of sanding down, stripping of some of the paint that I put on there as a sample to see if I really wanted to have it that color. It's a terracotta color, so it's beautiful. And so we'll see how I do with that. I'm not doing the top cabinets because I'm going to be removing those. And I just thought like too much terracotta will be like, woo, in your face, too much in your face. Like the cabinets are already in your face when you walk in. That's how I feel like they're attacking me. It's better that they're white, but I just feel like they're attacking me. When I walk in, I'm like, whoa, just settle down. So I just wanted to do the bottom, the base cabinets. I'll eventually take these off, maybe put a couple of shelves or a shelf and then have some artwork there to really make this space in the kitchen. I don't want it to feel like so utilitarian. I don't want it to feel like, oh, we just come in here and cook and that's it, right? Like I want it to feel warm, but I also wanted to keep with the theme of like edgy, eclectic, and earthy. And that's why I went with the terracotta color, because those of you that don't know, I drew my inspiration with terracotta from the Southwest. So earthy isn't just like woods. It's not just green. It's not just that. There's in the earth, there's so much like clay and so much terracotta color, especially when you go to the red rocks in Utah and go down to up into northern Arizona, just all of Arizona really, like Sedona and Flagstaff and much of Arizona. You'll see the beautiful oranges, and New Mexico. So all the Southwest, Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona. Just so you all know, Four Corners, we call that the Four Corners area. That's where four of those states touch. So you have Utah. So I'm just going at it like if I'm looking at the map, and I know it's flipped for you guys, but I'm looking at Utah. So Utah will be here. And then I had Utah and then Colorado. And then we have New Mexico and Arizona. In each of those four corners of those states touch to make what we call the Four Corners area. So if anyone ever says, oh, have you ever been in the Four Corners? You'll be like, I don't even know what the hell that is. It's down in the Southwest. There's some amazing, cool things. New Mexico has beautiful things. Chaco Canyon, if you guys have never been there. I've never been there yet, but I'm dying to go. I'm not going to say I'm dying to go. I'm really excited to go sometime. Maybe when I head up to Santa Fe, maybe I'll also hit Chaco Canyon. Love Taos. Love Santa Fe. Funny story, I was going to move to Taos a few years ago, and it just wasn't right. So going from like a mountain, very earthy place to like a beach coastal cottage is very different. So I wanted to bring the earthy feeling into my home, even though it seems very like contradiction. It's in contradiction with one another. It's like, but it's not. They're all elements, of nature. So that's why I wanted my inspiration for my house is like earthy, edgy, and eclectic, because I know, because I live near a coast, the water element is there and the earth element and the wind is here, that I really wanted to ground into that earth. And for me, earth isn't just brown. It's not just green. It's actually beautiful, vibrant oranges and reds and that. And so and it's also like my culture, Mexican culture, like vibrant things. I typically don't do like vibrant things. See me in black a lot, just who I am. It looks better on me than any other colors. So, and I know that. So I accentuate my best. Some people look great in blue. Some people look great in yellow. Some people look great in like all those bright colors. Yeah, not me so much. There's certain colors that I do well with. Black is one of them. So that's kind of my inspiration and for my whole house. So the kitchen is the same. These curtains behind me and like in front of me aren't staying. Those are just there again to keep the cool air out and to make sure it stays warm in the winter. So we'll be changing those up. I haven't figured out what kind of window treatments I want there. I kind of want something maybe flowy, maybe a little flowy and airy. So yeah, so I have to think about like practical and utilitarian, but also I want it to be beautiful in my space. And so, I just, we'll see how it goes. But that's also the other reason I think I love antiques, is because they're so grounding. They're so like earthy for me, because they're like heavy and like grounding. It just feels very earthy. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to, just so you all know, like, this kitchen is nowhere that I want it to be. These cabinets, most of what I'm doing is just like to get me by for these next few years until I start really making some big changes with like the foundation and then like upstairs. So we got to start, I've said this before, we got to start in the foundation, and we got to make sure we support that. And like, I really want to make sure the basement, I do something different down there. Perhaps thinking about flooding and in the future, right? Because this winter has been so mild, very mild. We barely got any snow here where I am. I mean, I don't even think we got an inch at one point. Nothing. Maybe just like a sprinkling. I also, where I live, it's interesting because it tends to be a little warmer than like maybe Boston or some other areas. And I think it's because we're kind of in a bay. Like the handle of Massachusetts kind of goes like this. So, and I'm like up here. So it's kind of, I think I'm in this place where it's a little warmer. The hot air kind of gets trapped. I don't know why. It just seems that way to me. So we've had a very mild winter. We're not done with winter yet. It doesn't end until March 21st? Is that when we turn to spring? But it is warming up. We're getting warmer days, less cooler nights. I think we're getting ready for a storm coming up, but like, it's okay. It's what happens. We may even get a storm in April. We may get a blizzard in April or in May. Spring can bring so many things. So we've had a very mild winter, and I just wanted to get settled in here, find out all like the creaks, everything that happens, right? Like in a house. I just wanted to say, okay, now in the second year, or perhaps toward the end of this first year, maybe in the summer, I'll have a good idea of like what I want to do, what I want it to look like, and the vision of it, of this house, of this little cottage. Do I keep it a small little cottage? Maybe 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath. Do I add on a little and make it a 3 bedroom, possibly a 4 bedroom, right? Like, those are all questions I have, and questions I haven't quite felt I can answer right now, because I'm just still new into this. It's still like only 4 months in. So, there's a lot to think about and to contemplate. But my brain has already been going, and obviously I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But we'll see what we end up doing. So all this is like, I would say it's pretty cosmetic. Besides like taking off that, I still think that that's cosmetic, like taking off the upper cabinets, putting up some artwork and maybe a shelving unit, bringing in some plants in here, maybe putting up some more shelving unit here, maybe perhaps something over there, not sure. But that's all like, I would say cosmetic, but it'll just get me to this next phase. And then the phase of where I make real big changes, first buoy up the foundation, make sure that's solid, make sure that, I think about flooding and outside and how to mitigate that. Like, do I plant plants and trees and shrubs and things that are native to this land, so that it can soak up the water? I do live in Marshfield, right? So it's fields of marshes. So I have to think about that too. I definitely want to go to the town hall or wherever has like the records, and I want to see. So I saw an old map, and I think if the map I saw, if I was reading it correctly, I think this part of the land over here on this side, like where my house stands, there was like this circle, looked like a marsh. And so I'm wondering if I'm anywhere near that or on it, because then that would dictate, how I move forward with what I do. Do I expand? What do I do? What can I do? So I definitely want to go to the town records and see like this land and like what it is and what it was built on. But because of the winter and the climate change and warming of the winter months and I don't know what to expect. I do know we get high winds. I do know when it's coming from like the north, rain from the north. It impacts my house differently than if it was rain from the south or like the southwest. So I'm learning all those things and paying very, very special attention to it and just watching the patterns of it, because that will dictate what I do with the house. So boot up the foundation, then I'd probably go up to the second floor, do that, and then come down to this first floor and redo here. So those are kind of, but that's going to be 5, 7, 10 years down the road. So it's not going to be anytime soon. We have enough projects to work on, right, Mom and Dad? Enough projects. When the wind came, was it the last time? I think there was another strong wind that came just recently and it blew my fence down. So I'm like, oh, I got to work on the fence. So, you know, all those little things as a homeowner, you have your list of things and then there's more added to it just depending on what nature decides to do or what something else decides to do. So yeah, we'll be working on that as well. I still need to, there's a few things I got to do for my insurance to make sure I meet them. Obviously this spring this will be a little sneak peek, maybe not a sneak peek, but a sneak talk. I'll be painting the outside and I want to do that myself. So that will be a fun experiment. If you all have any suggestions on painting the exterior of a house, they are cedar wood, like cedar wood. Yeah, they're just like cedar wood. So if you have any advice on that, please drop it below so that you can get your girl thinking what I need to do. I've already researched, I've already looked at things, I've already decided like what I'm going to do, but I need, if anyone has any extra information, would be very helpful, because sometimes, you know, if I do my research, it's like, okay, great. But then someone else may have a more practical idea, like, oh my gosh, I never learned this when I was researching this, but buy this machine or do this or paint at night. I don't know. There's going to be some random things, random facts that you all are going to know who've done this before. Maybe you, Mom and Dad. I don't think you guys ever painted your exterior yourself, but you might have. I'm going to use a spray painter. If you did, let me know, because I don't think you guys ever painted the exterior yourself. I don't remember that. Maybe like with a paintbrush, painting the doors or something, but I'm talking about like the whole exterior and everything. So, but if you all have, and most of you will be like, hire somebody to do it. Well, it's very expensive to hire somebody. So this is a DIM project. I do it myself. Yeah, it's not, I'm changing it to DIY because DIY is so like other. I need to make the focus on me because I'm doing all the freaking work. So it's a DIM project, a dimmer project. Do it myself project. We all have dimmer projects we got to do. And that's one I think will be fun because I do enjoy painting, and I think getting into a spray paint would be kind of fun. So I know some of you, my coworkers who watch these videos, you've dabbled in spray painting of like using the spray. I'm not talking about like the spray painting can because I've done that. I'm talking about this spray painting where you have that spray painter. So if you've done that, I would love to pick your brain and give me some advice as to best practices or things I should avoid or things I should definitely do. You know, like when you're working on floors, something I would say, get knee pads. Get knee pads. That would be my advice. I'd be like, first thing, get knee pads. Don't question me, get knee pads. Don't question me. Don't question me. Just get them. So yeah, so I just wanted to keep those intros short. I think I talked way too much. So see you later. Different there, and this is the kitchen from the other side. I'm not sure if I'm gonna paint the wood beams up there. I think I am, and paint the ceiling again. And like I said, this I want over there, and I want the sink here, and I want a little cottage sink. What do you call those things that are like white or brass? I would love to have brass. Put that there so you can look outside that window, and put the fridge here. I ordered the fridge. It's going to take about a few weeks to get here. Internet's going up on Tuesday, so everything works well. The stove, I want to get rid of this stove. And actually here what I want to do is knock this wall down and just have like an island where the stove is, like a stove top, and then underneath cabinets. So open this up into the living room. I don't think this wall is a support wall. I think it's just a wall. So even if I just kept part of this here, I'd be fine with it. If there's a beam here that is supporting, I'll just keep that beam and make a stovetop here. So I eventually want to do that. This pantry, I think I'm going to make into the laundry room because I can vent out through the chimney. So I haven't decided. I don't need such a big pantry. It's nice to have. I'm definitely going to paint this, take down the shelves. But I think if I make this a laundry room, I think this would be nice. I think it'd be easy to do. Super simple. I could even keep those top shelves if I make it into a laundry room. I could put the dryer here, vent it out through that chimney, and then the washer can go here, and just could put maybe a sliding door here or some. Papas. Hi, you see yourself? Hi, yeah. Okay, so I just got out of Habitat for Humanity. There's over here in the area, and I decided to check it out. And there's some cool things. It's very limited right now, but I did find some plant stand holders for $5. 2 of them wrought iron, so that was awesome. Great deal. Like, even if you're looking for little things like that, like I said, my tree stand, my Christmas tree that I found, tree stand, I found it here for $10, and it's like I couldn't find one for less than 20. So not a metal one. And like those wrought irons, like I have 2 of them for $5. Like, unless somebody gives it to you, you can't find them probably for less than $5-7 a piece, which is just, it's a little bit of a savings. But this is how I thrift and how I shop, is I rarely pay full price for anything. And I like to recycle, reuse, all that stuff. Like, I think that that's important for the world and the economy, and also sustainability of environmental, like our earth. So there's some really nice things in there. I did see something that might fit well in my pantry. I thought it was priced a little high, like $60. So I may be able to haggle them down. But I think it would fit perfect in my pantry. I know exactly where I would put it, and on the back wall. And I think it would look really good back there. And I can, not that I need more space, but it's always nice to be able to put more space in the pantry, hide things away. So I think I might come back for that as soon as I get that thing out. I have had that in my car because I can't, it's too heavy for me to lift, so I need someone to help me. It's awkward. It's an awkward chair, right? It's a recliner, so I'm gonna put that in the sunroom, but it's so awkward that I can't do it by myself. So maybe when my nephew comes over, maybe he can help me. I'm sure he'll just be able to like whoop, pick it up and like whoop, put it over in the sunroom, and I'm like So that's what we're doing today. But yeah, some really just some simple things that I look for at Habitat. It doesn't have to be extreme. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm looking for a new couch, I'm looking for this. You guys saw, I'll show you in the video, that you'll see some things. I was looking up at the top because that has some outdoor stuff, which I may want to snag a table and a couple chairs for my patio. So I'm gonna, when I come back again, once I get that out, I might come this weekend or something, or maybe next week, and like, we'll see. So I definitely want to start snagging some outdoor stuff, because I want to put a table outside so that when I'm out there when the sun comes up, and to get some first light, right? First light is great for us. It's important. Hello. So I'm in my sunroom. It's a beautiful day. I just put on the second coat of paint for the kitchen cabinets, and we just wait, so it has to dry a little, and then I'll put on probably another coat, and then I have to do like the little tiny areas, and then underneath on that like kind of baseboardish area, but I'll wait to do that at the end. But it looks really good. So that's what we're doing. But we're here in the sunroom because it's like freaking 50 degrees outside. The tide was pretty high, but it didn't, come over, which is great. And now I'm just waiting for a few hours, making some lunch, took the little ones out. I really should like clean up my yard, but you know what? I don't feel like it right now. I got to go get some groceries, so I just don't want to always be going. Even though I could, it's okay. There's going to be plenty of time for me to clean up my yard. Plenty of time. And, don't ask me why I go into these weird voices. It just kind of is how my brain thinks about how it's said. I don't know. Anyone else have that problem? Or is it just me? Oh, see my paint. The terracotta on my fingers. See, is that just me? Is it just me? That I just go into these crazy voices? And like when I watch dogs and care for dogs and stuff, like all of them have a different voice to me, and all of them have like a different name. Like Apollo is like Mr. Apollo. He's so sophisticated. Oh, what you doing? Hi. Hi, cute girl. Hi, sweet girl. Hi. I know, there's so much stuff all around. I'm sorry. You want to lay down? Yeah. Okay, lay down, sweet girl. Not much beach today because it's a high tide right now. Ellie doesn't really like the waves. I think she's scared. It's okay. You feel the energy? I, on the other hand, love to be out here.